Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Superhot Mind Control Delete, where we are lost, we are powerless. We have no core, we have no hacks. It is back to the base game. Huh. 15 levels without hacks? Oh, no. Does this also mean we have no hearts? And one hit, and we're dead. Huh. Let's try to avoid getting hit then. I mean, judging by my past gameplay, that's probably going to be pretty tricky. Damn it.
Super.
Especially if I have to... Nope, I still have 3 hearts. Okay. At the very least, I can rely on that.
Hot.
Even if I can't rely on the presence of... cores. Or should I say of hacks. So that means no heals. No speed bonuses, no ricochet off of walls. Just pure, unadulterated super hot.
Super.
15 levels of it, so...
Hot.
Not quite a sprint, not quite a marathon. But I do notice there are no traps. And there are no spiked enemies. So at the very least, there's that. Ah, hello. Let's throw that at you. And... Is it a railgun? I keep calling it a high-powered rifle. For the longest time. But would a railgun be more accurate of a title?
Hot.
Let's take your gun. 'Cause you weren't really using it, were you? Thank you for missing. Let's take out the guy with the assault rifle, because he's a little bit more dangerous. Hold on, I think I did hear a trap.
Super.
Underneath that bridge, that causeway. So maybe there are traps. And maybe there will be spiked enemies. Let's hope not. Because with no hacks to rely on, that will make this quite tricky. Oh, hello. I did not realize we were having a high-powered rifle party. Oh, another, rifle over here. I was thinking whether I should go for the guy with the high-powered rifle or the assault rifle that I was looking directly at.
Superhot.
Clearly, it did not matter what my choice was. No, come back, sword. And you... Also, very few invulnerable enemies. It's like this game is ending with the classic Superhot experience. No upgrades, no hacks, no invulnerable enemies, no spike explosives. Can I deflect that? Yes, I can. Alright. He's backing up because he knows he doesn't have backup.
Super.
Is this basically going through every level of the game as well? Let us punch you, and then you take your gun. Why, hello. Let's switch guns. Excellent.
Super.
Overall, a solid run. So far. I have now jinxed myself. I owe myself a Coke. Ah, hello. Also, I just, like, your gun reloads really quickly. So I'm wondering if something else is going on. Like, this isn't, the game with necessarily without hacks. Ah, hello.
Super. Hot.
All right. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Ah, gun. Ah, nope. And let's take your gun, shoot you. Alright, now I don't have to worry about what probably was a guy with a high-powered rifle inside that other room.
Halt.
Oh, no. Ah. Anybody shooting at me from behind? Whoops.
Super. Halt.
And then slice you, and slice you, and you. Excellent. Sometimes I actually use these functions of the game, this parry system.
Super.
It's interesting how simplified the game becomes when you don't have all these hacks and the enemies don't have all these powers. Alright, I guess I'll just take your gun. There's more of like a scripted aspect of it. It doesn't quite feel as chaotic. Ah, hello. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Who would have thought?
Super. Halt.
Alright, let's grab your sword. Take out the guy with the gun. The closest guy to me. Do you have a rifle? You've got a shotgun. Not good enough. I am unimpressed. Yeah. Oh. Am I being shot at from above, though? Probably should worry less about whether I'm being shot at from above while being directly shot at from someone directly in front of me. Although I suppose that's the thing that affects this game that is different from the original Superhot experience. Is the original Superhot, you had a set amount of foes regardless. Oh, you. Alright. That was a bit messy, but I somehow got out of it without being hit. Although this just kind of gave me an idea. Like, what if, like, you were playing a game, and the entire game you're always avoiding bullets, you're always avoiding damage. And then there's this big plot twist in the game where you realize, where you're told it's a simulation, and you can recreate this perfect scenario for you. And it does so, but it's during the battle you realize something. You realize that none of the bullets will ever hit you. Which I think is a lot closer to, there's a Twilight Zone episode where this bank robber, he's trying to get away from the law, as bank robbers ought to do. But he gets shot to death, as the police seem to be ought to do. And he wakes up in heaven. And he's like, what am I doing in heaven? I was a bank robber. And he's like, oh, that's... You're this guy up there. He's like, oh, you're a good person overall, though. So we felt you deserved a shot. And in heaven, he is allowed to rob all the banks he wants. But he realizes there's no stakes in it. He always gets away, regardless of what happens. The stakes are always artificial. And thusly he discovers he's actually in hell. He's living in this hell without chance, without variety. So, like, it would be interesting to have that kind of twist in a level where you come to the realization that the rules have changed via gameplay, not storyline. Don't press A. Press menu button for settings. But don't press A. Ready to give up more? There are still things that hold you down. Press X to give up. Give up throwing or give up jumping? Shall I press X to give up? You are winner. You gave up so hard. Give up shooting or punching? Okay, but I'll give up, though. Give up punching, but I can still jump. I just can't throw, shoot, or punch. So... do I have to give up giving up? Can I no longer give up, given the chance? Give up looking. You're being weighed down by your ability to look. I can still move, I just can't look. Might as well give up at that point. Give up moving or give up jumping? Let's give up jumping. Let's at least have ourselves the ability to move. But let's give up anyway. Immediately. Just immediate giving up. Give up moving. Moving is so overrated. Putting one foot in front of the other. Let us give up, and then we will give up again. Glad you made it. Just one last thing. To give up. Give up control. I was gonna say, I can't move or jump or punch or throw or shoot or look. It has been a while since we've seen this section. How many bodies will I have already stacked on this floor? I can even see the parts of the bodies that have been punched before, up in the window. Also, that kind of rhymed. Okay, pushing buttons and such causes distortions on the screen. But it does not seem like it gives the ability to retake control. You just have to slowly watch yourself. Surrounded by bookshelves, I suppose, for some reason. Hot. Super. Less is more. In the end, everything you craved was no more. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Isn't it better? Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot.
Super.
Do I have other control options?
Hot.
Or do I only get to Superhot for the rest of eternity?
Super. Hot.
What if I do nothing?
Super. Hot. Super. Hot. Super. Hot.
Okay. Now I feel as though I am defining insanity.
Super. Hot.
Is doing the same thing
Hot.
over
Super. Hot.
and over again.
Hot.
Oh, never mind.
Super.
Hoping something is going to change. All distractions are gone. You've successfully removed everything. All the unnecessary things. No plots. No reason for anything. No killing red guys. Just peace of mind. That feels so nice. You are now free from everything. Forever. No anxiety. No anger. No addiction. No avarice. Just peace of mind. No need to fight for control. It was the best decision. Nothing is holding you back. Everything is deleted. No more needs. One in all. All in one. Peace of mind. Something, no need to control. All is deleted. Peace of mind. No need to control. All is deleted. Peace of mind.
Super. Hot. 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 Super.
Although whenever I think of the whole definition of insanity thing, I always think of the villain from Far Cry 3. Clearly, the developers of the game knew they had something good when they gave him such a great part, but they also didn't really know what they had, because he dies like halfway through the game, and is replaced by a villain who is not quite as interesting.
Super.
And, like, you can see how that has affected the Far Cry series, in which, like, that emphasis on that stronger villain has carried on. Except for I don't really know about Far Cry Primal, because I have yet to actually... Oh. Hello. Why are you leaving? Because I would like to do something besides press Superhot. You won't be happy there. Only more suffering awaits you. Come back! Be one with us. Be happy. There is nothing to regret. You've accomplished so much. Don't waste it. You're not missing out. You've earned your reward. Try to rest. You have nothing to prove. Stop for a minute. Reconsider. What do you have to gain? Do you really need anything more? You have it all. Enjoy it. Okay, am I looking for something? There's nothing worth stressing over. You worry you didn't get an achievement? Oh, hello. Oh, zombie slasher, of course. This is what I was looking for. This is the content I was truly expecting out of Superhot. I'm just going to die. Okay. Missed nodes. Alright, clearly I have to find... missing nodes. Lost inside here. Is it to the right or to the left? Alright, hold on. At the very least, maybe I can rely on this line. Nope, I cannot rely on this line. I don't think so. Okay, what is this? His name is Tree Dude. Chop, 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 chop. Alright, this is, oh, jeez. Ah, press A to start. Check out this awesome and totally harmless new video game. Superhot? Okay, copy finished. Just launch SHRL and get blown away. It's like time stops when you don't move. I haven't seen anything like it before. Trust the glass. Watch your step. Okay, I'll leave you and play some SHRL myself. which is just strange additions of the original game. Okay, let's back out of that. He came out of nowhere. Revenge. This word had been with him for a long. He knew how to shoot, but he did not know how to... But did he know how to kill? Day 1, him versus Super Billy. Apparently, he didn't know how to kill. Okay, so apparently I need to find these lines. And follow the lines to where they need to go. Scan for recoverable data. Still looking for a way back, if that's what you want. We won't stop you. Go ahead, you'll delete it all again when you feel ready. We'll wait for you. Apparently there's some text. Nothingness. This is an odd way to end the game, but then again, the plot itself is itself odd. Oh, another line over here. Press A to recover the data. It only will take 2.5 hours. So, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. So, I was reading up about this, and apparently when the game had come out, you had to wait 8 hours for the game to recover deleted data. 8 hours of real-time gameplay, your video game system of choice on the whole time running the game. And the idea of this was to have you reflect on the experience, on the desire for more, the loss of more. Does having nothing give you peace of mind? Because, and you can also kind of see this in the gameplay, like you collect the bonuses, you collect the hacks, which give you more powers, but also the enemies themselves become trickier. They become more difficult. So having... And in that final sequence, when it strips away all of your hacks, when it strips away all of your cores, and it goes to the very specific Superhot experience, there was a little bit of peace, I would have to admit. It did feel simpler. It did feel more peaceful without all the hacks, without all the cores. But at the same time, like, as a game that you're expected to play over and over again, it doesn't offer that variation that the hacks and the cores would have. And then also the entire idea of back for more. You came back for more. But we will be here for you when you're ready to give yourself away. Alright, was that a new, quarantine zone? Oh, that's... So essentially it just, brings you back right before... Nope. Right before that, last decision. Which essentially means there is no kind of like play pure. One heart, no hacks, no core abilities. Oof. And thusly, that is the end. That is Superhot. Mind Control Delete. I suppose okay. The ending, I feel, is a thing that has left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Largely because it's interesting to be creative, but it's also, like... I would have been really annoyed if I had to sit around, if I had to wait 8 hours to actually play the game. It's an interesting experiment. It's an interesting idea, but at the same time, it's also a little bit confusing. Like, and wouldn't you want your, like... Wouldn't you want the your player base to be playing the video game that you crafted? Like, why would you... Essentially, it almost is kind of like it's punishing players for playing the game. Like, hey, you've spent the time playing the game, we are going to reward you with a timer. But let's try to focus less on the ending. Let's try to focus on the game itself. Which was really good. It's more Superhot, which is something that I always enjoy. There's much more variation this time around, because you look at Superhot and you look at Superhot VR, and largely the two are similar in design and style. You have a specific set of levels you have to complete, with the ability to control time based on your movement. You move, time only moves when you move. And that's the gimmick for both Superhot and Superhot VR. Superhot VR takes that idea and blends it with virtual reality, but ultimately it doesn't necessarily progress the gameplay. It merely changes your perspective, although that change in perspective is significant, because now you are physically moving yourself, not just pushing a button on your controller. Which definitely makes it feel more weighty. It feels more, there's more impact to your movements. With Mind Control Delete, they added more features. They added more things for you to do. And overall, they're very interesting. Though I feel as though, like, the usage of the cores and the hacks create a situation in which you're always kind of moving upward. You're starting small and moving upward. Similar to, let's say, an RPG character. You play as an RPG character, and your RPG character always kind of travels along the same path. At level 1, you are at your simplest. At level whatever, 40-something, 50-something, whatever the max level is for your game, you're at your most powerful. At level 1, you have usually the most basic weapons, and as you're moving on in the game, you are becoming stronger and more capable, based on the items you acquire, the skills you acquire. Every time you play that game, you will always start at your weakest moment, and you will move up to your strongest moment. Every time you play an RPG, you will always start at your weakest moment and move on to your strongest moment. But that replayability also goes along the ways of discovering new systems, discovering new pieces of story. Not to mention also discovering how you play the game itself. If you're to play the same RPG over and over again, some RPGs generally have better replayability because they give you multiple character classes. So let's say you're playing Skyrim from the beginning. When you play Skyrim from the beginning as one character class, it might have a different experience than another character class. Your magic user might have a different tutorial than your swordsman. The point that I'm trying to make here, though, is that with Superhot, your beginning is always going to be the same. You're always going to start with the same tools, and then it's the hacks that provide that variation. And the cores, and also there's the cores that provide their variation as well. And I wonder if there should have been, like, if you choose a core, you get, like, these abilities. Or if you choose another core, you get these abilities automatically. Or maybe you can assign skill sets to specific classes. So that when you're playing a level set in Superhot, you're entering that level set with that specific set of skills, with that specific core, with that specific class in mind. So you have more choice in regards to how you play, rather than adjusting how you play depending on the algorithm, depending on the random bonuses or hacks that you collect. Like, you can enter the game with the charge mechanic, and then your choices, like, you can upgrade the charge as much as you want, but your approach to, say, melee weapons or guns might vary depending on the hacks that you acquire. And certain hacks are very much more powerful than others. Berserk is a hack that I had discovered late in the game to be amazing. Like, Berserk might actually be the best hack in the game. I'm all about the reload instantly after you get a kill, but considering the enemies you end up fighting, the fact that you could just walk up to an explosive enemy and just melee them to death and live had become such a meaningful choice. But yeah, like, your choices, your method of play is always random to whatever hacks you acquire, rather than, and it's always kind of building up towards the end of the set, whereas that beginning of the set always kind of starts the same, like that level 1 RPG. By the end of the set, you have become that high-level character, and then once again, when you start a new level set, you're always struck down. So it would have been... I think I might have liked the system a little bit more if there was some more class system, like an ability to choose a preset amount of variables before entering a set of stages. And I suppose maybe an ending that was a little bit less pretentious. It's a little bit, if you're trying to deliver a message to the player, that's fine. But if your message also means that that player cannot play other video games on the exact system that they're playing this game on because they're busy being fed this message, like, I'm sorry, you're done playing any games on the Xbox One until we are done making you wait for 2.5 hours, or, God willing, 8 hours if you played it when it was new. It's a strange way to end a game, but then again, the storyline of Superhot has always been strange. So on one hand, it does fit in, but it's very inconvenient. If I had to give this game a score, like, I feel as though I still want to give this game a slightly higher. Like, if this game wasn't as fun as it is, I might have given a lower score just because of the ending. And I suppose it was only inconvenienced to such a degree. So, an 8 out of 10, I guess? Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.